What's up, y'all? It's T-Tar, and Riddler is back with some more teases for the Indigo disc, so we're gonna have some fun with that. Let's go. So first off, let's talk about what we talked about last time. Remember Ku posted this riddle about the book Sapiens? I started going through the comments of it. Apparently, it's a real teaser for something. Everyone in the comments is trying to figure it out, but none of them read the book like me. The idea I was telling you from the book is how recent human evolution happened 70,000 years ago, and that maybe Ku's hinting something like what human and Pokemon were before they became so split. That they'd maybe address that in a future Pokemon game like Gen 10, because that's the big 10th region, the big X. We have small allusions to human and Pokemon involvement, like in Sinnoh, they said Pokemon married humans. I don't think that was actually that ancient. That was just weird Sinnoh stuff they did. That sounds like around 1,000 years ago. But at the same time, the Pokemon world could work differently than the human world. Maybe in the Pokemon world, maybe that number was something much closer. Like, it's not like 3,000 years ago, because AZ and the Pokemon were clearly different at that point. But it could go as far back as maybe like 18,000 years ago. Maybe around the time the Eternatus meteor fell. Maybe around that time humans were a type of Pokemon. You know? Oh shoot, cool, I see what you're doing here now. I have a feeling that when Pokemon made the Galar games, that they had more lore in their freaking pocket that they just didn't show us. Like, for example, what's the whole deal with Eternatus? Why did it resurrect 3,000 years ago when it fell 18,000 years ago? And what happened when it fell 18,000 years ago? I guess the idea now is nothing happened, but doesn't it sound right that something happened? Like that was the original Darkest Day, but it was a time where humans were Pokemon. But yeah, that's just more focusing on Galar. This would be a worldwide revolution, right? The moment humans became Pokemon. But yeah, I decided we should look at the comments because people have fun ideas too. Okay, guys. So I've gone through the comments and there's nothing. There's only two types of comments. One, people complaining that they don't want to read the book. And then two, it's just freaking y'all. What happened? I thought we were past this like a year and a half ago. Now here we go. The big idea in Sapiens, the book, is the thing that sets Sapiens apart from other species. And the difference is that Sapiens are myth makers. They use imagination and language to create and communicate new worlds, alternatives, and possibilities. Okay, so this is really true about humans and why a lot of mythologies and religions stick well to us, but I don't see how this is relevant for Pokemon. The only thing I can imagine is if Sapiens are myth makers, maybe this has something to do with Terapagos being a dream Pokemon. I'm glad this is a real teaser. I was gonna cut that out of the video. This revolution resulted from a few small changes in the Sapiens DNA, and with a slight rewiring of the Sapiens' brains, another rewiring of our brain will suffice to launch a second cognitive revolution. Sucker, what? We can become double humans? Okay, so let's say in a future Pokemon game, instead of using this book to go to the past, we go to the future. And it's about people who are modifying humans, but not en masse. That would just be like what the evil team does. Kind of how Rose had a weird motive of just wanting more energy for Galar in the far future. Maybe there's a group of people who want to advance humans more. Maybe they feel inferior to Pokemon, and that's the evil team of the game. So what they would be doing is making humans even more smarter by messing with their DNA, or they could be taking Pokemon elements and like reawakening it in humans. So like the evil team leader is a Pokemon. He could use Pokemon moves, but he's a human. I'm joking, but I'm not joking. Clearly, it's not a joke. He's hinting something with this book. Tell me that wouldn't be a sick evil villain, you know? Here we go. The cognitive revolution occurred between 70,000 and 30,000 years ago. It allowed Homo sapiens to communicate at a level never seen before in language. As far as we know, only Homo sapiens can talk about things we have never seen, touched, or smelled. Think religions, myths, or legends. Dolphins can't do this? Dolphins can't make stuff up? Dolphins don't have an imagination? What about octopus? I mean, it sounds weird what he's touched on, but there is something here. It's what the other person talked about too. The whole idea of making myths and legends. It's something only we can do. But why would this be relevant to Pokemon? So what you're saying is that Terapagos pushed the evolution on the human race. Now listen, that sounds grand and amazing. Everyone's always wondered why humans became this. Could you imagine the Pokemon world? It was freaking Terapagos. He granted a whole group of humans the cognitive evolution, and then they're the ancestors to all of us now. I don't think that's gonna be the case because this is just one Pokemon game, you know? We're supposed to go away from Poly after. We can't quality still can't be the origin to modern humans. But again, Gen 10 is a big region. You can reveal something like that for that. Okay, so I'm getting a gist here. So maybe why Ku put this, aside from all my crazy talk, is actually focusing on the myths part. Because let's say the Paradox Pokemon are fake, then that entire world that we've put in our mind after playing Scarlet, for example, of this ancient tropical world, sun beaming down, scream tails, great tusks, brute bonnets, roaring moons, a few Koraidons that rule all the ancient Pokemon. Maybe what Ku is saying is, this is the power of the human mind, because none of that actually is real, but we've been able to paint such a clear picture like that, which is just like a testament to lead to the Paradox Pokemon being fake. That's one strong point in this book, the power of the human imagination. And then we've done the same thing for the future. Just by reading a couple abilities, we've painted a whole techno future. Destroyed, electric train everywhere, a bunch of cyborg survivors. None of this was actually told to us. So in the same way, if Sada and Turo read these books, they themselves painted this picture in their mind, which they then actualized using Terapagos. That's freaking what he's talking about. Ignore me. Hey, Game Freaks, secretly hire me for that. Alright, next tweet. Now, there's only a couple teasers Ku posted, but they're pretty good. It's about Terapagos. Check this out. He posted a tweet posting a picture of Terapagos, teasing the nature of its ability. He says its ability is defensive. So this gives me a couple thoughts. First off, Ku a while back posted this tweet saying that the way the 19th type works / Terapagos is how it appears in the trailer. So I'll show you a quick clip from the trailer. He's talking about that crown, the way it spins, having something to do with Terapagos or how you beat it. So maybe its ability is how that spinning wheel of typings functions. So we know that's the 19th type crown, and Terapagos should be the 19th type, but that should have its own set of weaknesses and strengths. So if his ability is defensive, maybe his ability is what's spinning that wheel in a sense, and whatever's at the front of the wheel, thanks to its ability, that's what you have to target to hit super effective. So fairies at the front, switch to a bunch of poison or steel moves. Let's see what people think. Hope it can ignore mold breaker like effects. The little one is immune to Weezing's gas. So that means Terapagos has some kind of ability that just nukes everything. It must have an ability that negates all the enemy's abilities. Yeah, that's the only way you could override neutralizing gas. But there's a fine print here that I noticed. He said the little one is immune to Weezing's gas. We're painting something here. So Ku also, if we go back a couple tweets, he posted, found it. This is the tweet here. He says, how many abilities does this have? 1, 2, 3 or more. And in the possibly incomplete info we have about the Indigo disc, there are only 4 new abilities. So this sucker probably gets 3 of them for all 3 of his forms. So maybe what Ku is saying when he says the little one is immune to Weezing's gas is, that's not middle Terapagos here with the 18 types. That's Baby Boy. And they're all gonna have different abilities. So Baby Boy just has this base ability that is like a super neutralizing gas. It wouldn't be very exciting to just have neutralizing gas in legendary font. You know, kind of like freaking Zekrom's ability is just Mold Breaker. But it's called Teravolt. Alright, so little Terapagos gonna have legendary neutralizing gas, I'm saying. And then center Terapagos is gonna have... what the frick would it have? Ignore center Terapagos. But then big baby Terapagos is gonna have an ability that cycles that crown around. So even though it's the 19th type, there's a weakness that you can target. Still iffy on that though. And also, when he put its abilities defensive, he put a picture of the center form. Well, so far the 2 abilities we explained were defensive, so I guess this one's defensive too. If it's a defensive ability, it could be something as weak as like Clear Body, which actually works for it. Don't even talk about that. A legendary Clear Body. But it could also be kind of like, you know, Filter, where you take reduced damage from super effective attacks. What if it's like Filter, but it's from all attacks? Because he's wielding, look, he has all 18 on his back. So it should be something like he takes reduced damage from the 18 types. And this is why you would Terra Slice to the 19th type. Let's put this into words. Damage done to terrestrial form Terapagos with the 18 types do only 75% of the damage. Something like that. So there we go. We got neutralizing gas, 75 damage only, and there's some weird Terror Crown spinning one. That one I'm still iffy about. But he didn't say that one was defensive. So it could still be the case. I'd imagine that one should be offensive. He should be on the offense with that look. Anything else? Please, Riddler Coup, how close are we to getting a trailer? I can't wait to see something this week or next. Would tease it after we get info. Yeah, so pretty much, while Coup does know like the info of the games and the DLCs pretty well, he doesn't know how their hype season is going until the trailers get close enough. So even he doesn't know how close the next trailer is, which sounds like it's probably not within the next few days. But yeah, anyhow, forgetting about the two big forms, let's focus on Baby Terapagos. We can maybe get some hint about what its ability is because we have the anime. And in the anime, this Terapagos can put up this impenetrable shield. So the baby one is immune to Weezing's neutralizing gas. And then the shield. I mean, your ability can't literally just be you're always using protect. That's what it freaking looks like in the anime. Now, I'm assuming it's that same shield that would provide the legendary neutralizing gas. Could you imagine? I'm just joking when I say this, but you know Truant, how every other turn you're sleeping? Could you imagine every other turn, Baby Terapagos puts up a shield and you can't attack it? But to counter how OP that is, it has the most poo-poo stats ever, like 300 BST. So if people were to use it in Wi-Fi battles, it wouldn't survive too long, but it would be kind of annoying. That would actually show how much of a reduced form it is, but secretly how OP it is. But yeah, touching back to what we said earlier in the video about that Homo sapien book, the video I made talking about Coup trolling us when he told us what if the time machine was made of dream power but a real time machine, I knew that was a troll. So it sounds like that was a troll, and the real answer is that they're all imagination Pokemon, not a real time machine or anything. But you know, you still never know till the Indigo disc comes out. Anyhow, make sure to shank that like button and let me know your thoughts on Terapagos' ability, what you think the Paradox Pokemon are, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.